Mentally, you have to sit and you have to look in the mirror and say, okay, this is who you is now. You're not the same, player that you was when you won a championship at 24. I think the hardest thing of it all is that I'm still a young man in life, and I'm still making mistakes in life. I'm trying to raise, these young men and tell them not to do this and not to do that.
Dwyane Wade, he's many things. A three-time NBA champion spanning generations of stars in Miami. He's a father, a fashionista, an entrepreneur. And this postseason, he's looking to not only establish a dynasty, but also to cement his considerable legacy. And all the while, with an eye to the future. Here's Dwyane Wade, face to face.
Dwyane Wade's got a knee issue that's been going on for months.
He's not physically right. He's just giving the Heat what they...
Not the Dwyane Wade that we all know.
It's pretty obvious that he's just not the same player right now.
With the knee injuries and with your age, how have you reinvented your game?
Mentally, you have to sit and you have to look in the mirror and say, okay, this is who you is now. You're not the same, player that you was when you won a championship at 24.
2006 Miami Heat! Miami Heat!
Just being a little smarter, just, taking calculated risks and not just all the time risks. So using this up here a little more.
How hard is it to sit when you have to sit?
Oh, it's hard to sit. I'm a competitor. I want to be out there. But you know what? Sometimes you have to be smart and you have to think about this thing we call the bigger picture. When you look at it and say, okay, I got more years in than I have left. I don't think I'm playing 11 more years. But, when you start looking at it that way, you start making different decisions.
So Dwyane Wade has been taking decisive action. In 2012, when his contract with Nike expired, Wade left the Nike brand and launched his own shoe line with Chinese sporting company Li Ning.
And I thought it was the right time for me to kind of, go off and do something just a little different than I've done and, to have, my own title. I'm the chief brand officer, of my brand.
And some people looking from the outside would say, wow, that's a big risk. You go, from the Jordan brand to a brand that's really unknown here in the States.
Everyone knows what Jordan is. So what I'm losing right now is the cool factor. But, if we do things the right way, then I can get that factor. And like I say, it was just a great opportunity for me to be a partner.
Right now, right here, we on Wade Avenue, man. All y'all that said wild wasn't gonna work, we wild everywhere.
So how big a name are you in China?
But the fan support was amazing. I mean, the way they treated me was I was like, do I get this treatment every time I come? It makes you feel good once you're able to hear and to see people wanting, kind of your product.
Are you setting yourself up for life after basketball?
Oh, you have to. A lot of things happened in my life to make me get more control over my life, and start looking at my business and start looking at myself a little different. That's what we get all day, man. We here having fun, we joking, chilling. 2-hour shoot, here we go.
In 2007, Wade filed for divorce from his high school sweetheart, with whom he had 2 sons. After a 3-year court battle, the divorce was finalized. And a year later, he was granted sole custody of his children. There's no roadmap for your job and your role as a father. So where do you look to when you're unsure of how to do things?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I think the hardest thing of it all is that I'm still a young man in life, and I'm still making mistakes in life, and I'm trying to raise, these young men and tell them not to do this and not to do that, but you're still trying to figure out not to do this and not to do that. Like I told my kids, I said, we're gonna do this together. I'm gonna learn how to parent you guys by you guys, by the way you guys act.
Heard you been acting up. What's the problem?
His family has continued to grow. In addition to his 2 sons, Wade is also raising a nephew. And he fathered another son, born in November. You've been really forthcoming about the fact that you have another child. How do you face that challenge?
One thing I pride myself on is as good of a father as I can be. My life is crazy, and I don't have, all the time in the world to be able to give, my kids, but, what I am able to give them is my love.
And there are many non-traditional father-son relationships. How does that fold into your desire to be a role model as a dad?
No one really knows what's going to happen between, father-mother. You know, a relationship might last, it might not last, for whatever reasons it may be. But at the end of the day, your kids need a mother, your kids need a father. They want you in their lives, and you have to be there in some way. So the parents need to get out the way. You know, we as parents need to get out of our own way. My mini-me right here. Look at the camera.
Yes, always.
That's how you gonna look when you get older.
Yes, I know.
You guys have special time together, right? What do you call it? Like, is it man time?
Man time. Man time is just, it's just doing things that, you would do with, your friends. So we have spa days,
You have spa days together?
Spa days together. I mean, we do it all. Whether I'm acting silly with them and trying to dance and they know I can't dance.
Hey, go to the phone. Ooh, drink your toes, right? And a shoe.
Or they always want me to take them to school. That's the big thing. Dad, can you take us to school? And I'm like, I just got in at 3 in the morning. If I get up and take them to school, I'm a hero.
That's all it takes, huh?
That's all it takes.
Oh, who's the coolest in there?
LeBron's the coolest.
Oh.
Yeah, this hands down.
Of course.
My kids call him Uncle LeBron. His kids call me Uncle Dwyane. One thing about the Miami Heat family is that's what it is. It's a family.
Wade to LeBron, off the window, and down.
Do you have a friendship with LeBron, and yet you guys work together? How have you, through the years, has that dynamic changed at all?
I think that dynamic has grown. We've always had a friendship, from afar. But I think now we're like brothers. It's been tough in the sense of, having to make a change. I had to take a step back.
For you to come in this season and say, I'm the second option, that's the way it is. How difficult was that for you?
I understand that he's the greatest player in the game, but also understand how important I am. So, is it easy? No, it's not easy. But to win and to win the way you want to, you can't have two cars, bumping each other. Somebody got to be in front, somebody got to be right behind. So I decided to take that step back when it came to the alpha person that needed that ball.
This first unit from Miami, they look like they're in a trance.
We got to try to help each other out, in this locker room and not leave it up to the individual to self-will it.
How do you deal with things when they get frustrating?
Sometimes we got to have those uncomfortable conversations. Not saying that this relationship was easy, but we respect each other enough. We both know that each other want the same things in life, from our personal life and our professional life, that it's easier to be able to accept, the sacrifices that we've made.
Last summer, it was LeBron getting married. This offseason, it's Wade's turn. He'll marry longtime girlfriend, actress Gabrielle Union. So you're getting married. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And how much of the wedding are you planning? Because it sounds like you're planning a lot of it, right?
I'm involved in every aspect. I'm involved in saying, no, I don't want that. And not saying I get the final say. Let's get this straight. I don't get the final say in all this, but I'm very involved. She gets on me about being Groomzilla. She enjoys that I'm Groomzilla because I want to make sure that we have, who we want there and what we want, because it ain't free.
Do you know what you're wearing?
No. Oh. No, I don't. But I got to have that meeting with my stylist real soon about, what I want to wear.
Okay, so this is the person in charge of all those awesome looks that you're rocking at the podium.
This is the mastermind behind it all.
This is Callie-Ann. Hi. What was Dwyane's style like before you guys started working together?
We call that BC, before Callie-Ann. It was very urban, He did a photo shoot in a wife beater. That was the idea of what he was wearing.
I was trying to show my muscles.
He was showing his muscles, but he always wanted to be well-dressed. It was just him tweaking his well-dressedness. I'm being super politically correct.
And is there ever been anything you're afraid to wear?
Oh, yeah. It's been a lot of things I've been afraid to wear. It's been a lot of things I'm like, Callie, wish me luck.
You gotta be confident.
Well, okay, so when I first broke out the pink pants, I was in my room. It's playoffs. I'm in my room like, whew. All right, D, the whole world about to see these. I was coming off a bad game, so I knew the camera was going to be on me for sure. And I was like, you know what? This is I need to make a statement game, so I'm about to make a statement with this outfit. It worked.
You dropped like 41 that game?
Holla at me. I know they're killing me in the studio with my pants. They're just mad that they can't pull it off.
And you don't mind, when you were rocking was it Versace? in the post game.
Oh, yes, yes, yeah, the color. Yeah.
That was like a lot of flowers, a lot of patterns.
Yeah, I was fine with it. I liked it.
Wade not only sports the latest fashions, he designs them as well. A signature neckwear line and his own brand of very distinctive socks.
Like, this is where we have a little bit more fun. You know, right now, socks is kind of the thing. You know, you see everybody that, you know, when they lift up their pants, like when they sit down, you like, oh, man, got cool socks on.
You had a pair for LeBron.
I'll go here for LeBron. Because it's not too much, but it stands out. It's a little different, but it's not too over the top and wow. So I'll go here.
All right, what about Chris Bosh?
He's not like loud and flashy with his dressing. So that means that his socks got to have a little bit more. But, you know, if I had to go with print, I'm going with these.
I think you're going to be a pretty busy guy when you eventually don't play basketball anymore. You got a lot going on.
I hope so.
But that'll be down the road.
That's a long time away.
Well, this team has a chance to be a force for a long time.
As for the immediate future, right after the playoffs, a big choice for the Big Three. A chance to opt out of their contracts with Miami. How much do you talk to each other, or will you talk to each other?
I think we all owe that to each other, is, you know, once the summer comes, to have the same kind of, you know, talk that we had when we decided to team up. You know, obviously, in a perfect world, you want it to continue. But whatever that future holds, I support them, and I know they support me. So, you know, it makes it a little easier to be able to go into that decision saying, look, fellas, this is where I am with my thoughts, you know, where you guys at.
Are you willing to make sacrifices on a financial level, if that's what it takes?
We will see. We will see. I mean, you know, obviously the first time around, we made a big sacrifice. And this time around, it's a different time. It's a different dynamic. It would take all of us to make a decision again. I think it'd be a little different if, you know, we didn't like each other, if we didn't feel we had a chance to win a championship. I think we would think more about the opt-out.
Could you imagine playing anywhere else than here? You've been here your whole career.
I can't imagine it, no. I mean, no, at all. I mean, I love the city, love what I've been able to accomplish here. But, you know, I also have to put on a different hat, you know, as well. And I have to put on that business guy hat and understand that it is a business and make the best decision, you know, for myself when that time comes.
You already have an amazing legacy, but what would a fourth mean to you?
I have no idea. It is, I mean, to even think about, you know, that I've been in the league now, this is my 11th season. I've been able to call myself a champion 3 of those years. It's like, is this my career? You know, you can't really enjoy it too much, you know, right now while you're still in it. As much as I will later on in life when I get to look back at my career and just say, wow.